All right. Today on NewbieVeT, got a special guest. We got Miss Deborah Jefferson
Yes,
from
hello.
Harobed Thoughts.
Yes, hello.
Got it right. How you morning?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Can't call her, complain.
All right.
Just, glad to be, woke up, be alive.
Right. Amen to that.
Same thing. So, let's get right into it. So, originally you from Macon.
Yes.
Macon, Georgia. Okay,
Yes, that's right. Bibb
So,
County.
so give me a little history about Macon.
Like I said, I wasn't born there, but I was raised there. But from elementary school, shout out W.T. Morgan Elementary School, McAvoy Middle School, Southwest High School, all of it. I graduated in the class of '94. We just celebrated our 30-year reunion during Hurricane Helene that year, and so yeah, but it was a great place to grow up. It's done changed a lot, neighborhoods switching sides and all kind of stuff going on. But over and all, I had a pretty good life there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it changed a lot from back
Yes.
then. It's real kind of crazy out there now.
It is.
The reputation it has as far as crime. And
Right.
stuff,
It's
with
increased a
crime.
lot.
I used to go to Macon a long time ago for work and business and stuff like that. So even back then it was kind of not
Right.
crazy, but it was crazy compared
Yeah.
to
To now.
it is now. So what were some things down there like that inspired y'all to do things down there in Macon? Cause y'all was so close to Atlanta. Like,
Right,
there
we
to
were,
Atlanta.
but I didn't go to Atlanta as much, in growing up or whatever. But in my adult life, I did get there a little bit more. I actually lived in Stone Mountain for a little bit. But yeah, Macon, we had a lot of, back then, the 90s hip hop era was all going on. We had the skating rings and we had, the little clubs that came about and stuff like that. But it was pretty good though. I mean, life was good. You have fun. Everybody wasn't, getting killed or nothing like that like it is now. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Right.
Yeah.
Even back then, people had a situation. They always, there were more hand-to-hand fights back then.
Right,
compared
exactly.
to
They
the
didn't.
guns shooting and stuff like that. Yeah,
Exactly.
you're right. You're right. So what were some things you did in school?
For me in school, I won't say I was a wallflower, but I was kind of more quiet and shy than I am now. But I had my friend groups. We all have our little friend groups and stuff that you hang around with. And, I had friends on the basketball team. I had friends in the pep club. I was in the pep club for a little bit. I had friends that were, quote unquote, the nerdy group or whatever they call it. I was pretty much, I talked to everybody, Yeah, so it was pretty good.
That was up. So you were like you can sit at this table with the popular people. You can sit at this table.
Exactly.
That's how it was. I could sit
Right.
basically everywhere. Like it wasn't just put me in one group. I was just with.
Right, with everybody. You can talk to everybody.
Talk to
Exactly.
everybody. Exactly. I think it's kind of the best way to be in high school. You have a taste of diverse of everything that's in there and stuff instead of just one side of things.
Exactly. Like I didn't have no cliques, as they say, none of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So were you doing poetry in school?
No, well, I didn't. I wasn't doing poetry, but I did like have a love for English class, and I did read poetry, like Maya Angelou and things like that. I read it in school, but I wasn't quite writing it just yet, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that came a little bit after?
Probably my mid-20s.
Mid-20s.
Late 20s, probably, when I started writing. Yeah.
So after high school, you went to college or anything?
I did go to beauty school. I actually used to do hair. I was a cosmetologist.
What?
Yes,
Okay.
I took it in high school, but back then you couldn't get your license straight from high school. At least not in Bibb County. No, at least not in Bibb County you couldn't. So I took it 2 years in high school, and I think I took it my sophomore and junior year, and then my senior year I was in the work program. And but yeah, I didn't get my license until I was married with 2 kids because I moved around a lot.
Right.
I went to beauty school in Florida. I went to beauty school in Macon, Georgia. I started at Macon Tech, and then I even went. I finished at Lacey's in Aiken. It's not there no more. But yeah, so.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. So how was the journey of you going through the schooling and all that other stuff? Was it a headache or it was a breeze? Because some people are like, it was a breeze to me. I love it.
I would say it was a breeze. It was going to school to learn how to do hair. Now at the tech school you had to take a math and English and all that stuff, but that still was okay though. You still was at school, walking around, and you go home. You go to work or whatever, and so it was all right. Yeah.
So why didn't you go like? Cause you can really tap back in that bag if you want to.
Right. Yeah.
But why come you haven't pushed that one as far as much? It's not one of your favorite challenge as far as the?
You mean like pushed it as far as doing hair anymore? Or I did it for like off and on for maybe 15 or so years. Yeah, because I got my license. I think I was like, I know my daughters were both little, so probably want to say like 2000. And I did hair up until, let me see, I probably stopped in maybe 2009 because I did like behavioral health a little bit too. And went back to school a little bit for that. And then I got back into it in 2015, 16. I got back into it for a little bit, you know, 'cause I said that was my happy job, you know.
Right.
So I went back to it for a little bit, you know. Yeah.
So, what was the pros and cons of for someone that wants to do hair for a living?
You definitely got to have time. You got to really, you know, be able to have time and dedication for your craft, you know. And a lot has changed in the industry now. Everybody doing it at home.
Right.
I mean, we had a kitchen back then, but now, you know, look, people are booking to go to your home to get the wigs done and all that stuff, you know. And I'm like, a lot's changed, you know, like with a license and all that stuff, you know.
Right.
So, but back then, you know, you had to really get it, you know, whether you was in a chain salon like a Walmart or something, or which I worked in those two, dealers, I worked in those two, or you did booth rent, you know, either way, you had to get it. So,
you had to get it, exactly.
Yeah, you had to really get it.
Yeah, most definitely. Definitely. It's best to just start off at your own house. Just so you can save up,
and
get your product and stuff.
And everything. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a whole another world there.
Yes, it is.
So you say you did you worked in behavior.
Behavioral health.
Behavioral health. So what's all that about as far as like the job descriptions what someone has to do having that job title?
Well, I started out, you know, of course, without a degree in that field. I think my first one was working actually at Helping Hands in Macon, where it's children who have been, you know, through some stuff, you know, and they've been taken out of the home. And so I worked with those children. And basically, I was working with the little kids, so it was basically more like caretaking. You know, just you making sure they, you know, up in the morning, if that was your shift, you making sure they go to bed. You know, you just really spending time with them. And I did that for a while, and then I stayed in it. I moved back to Macon for a little bit, and I worked at Macon Behavior. And then that really opened my eyes, because those were from age maybe 6 or 7 up until teenage years, where some of them had just got kicked out of school, or some of them had been to like juvie, and they giving them a chance to work through like a 3-month program, and they can get out. So I worked with those kids. It was all boys lockdown facility. Yeah, like you get into work, you lock down, you know, you can't come out, you know, like we took them to like breakfast and lunch, you know, each set of doors, you know, you lock, unlock, you know, all that stuff. So yeah, it was something else. It opened my eyes too, you know.
Yeah. You gotta have and I commend you for that, like as far as with having the strength to do that, because you got to be strong emotionally for that type of job, because you dealing with a lot of unstable emotional young men that's at a rough stage of their life, though, when it comes so far as they don't know what decision they want to do and what they want to do, you know, what they want to be. So it's like, yeah, you got to have strength and your mind intact for that type, and emotions intact.
You do, because you can get burned out, you know, just working in the behavioral health or working with children in general. You can get burned out, especially for someone who cares, you know, like a genuine caring concern for people. You can get burned out because you can't help but care. I don't see how you can go into that field and not care about the kids, you know, like they're not just a paycheck. You know?
Well, you know, but you do have people that do that, though.
And I can't wrap my mind around that.
Because like mental health is real. It is. And I think a lot of people is suffering from mental health that they don't even know they suffer from mental health. Because a lot of people don't want to be labeled, I'm crazy.
Exactly. They don't want to have no labels and have people look at them a certain way or whatever, instead of dealing with it, accepting it, and getting yourself some help.
Right.
You know? Right.
Like that's the purpose of having these therapists.
Exactly. Right.
Is to help
exactly. Right.
Right. That's no different than being on drugs, and you got to get through rehab and stuff like that.
Right. But you got to make that choice. You got to make that decision.
But yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's the crazy thing about this generation, but the world right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
The whole world.
The whole world.
It is. It is.
So, Harobed Thoughts.
Yes.
Harobed Thoughts, which is your name spelled backwards, that I just recently found out.
Yes.
So what made you label it that, the podcast that?
Okay.
And what is like the whole background for to become, why you started the podcast and what it represents.
Okay. Well, I'll start with the name first. Harobed. I actually started using Harobed with my email first. Harobed17. You just do a little play on words. I'm like, okay.
Harobed17 at Yahoo.
Yeah. And so I did that for years, and then when I got ready to create my YouTube channel, which was actually before the podcast, I was like, okay, I'm gonna create my YouTube channel, whatever. So I'm like, okay, what am I gonna call it? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call it Harobed. I didn't want to do Harobed Speaks because everybody uses Speaks on their stuff. Right. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do Harobed's Thoughts, and it just stuck from there. And then Harobed, as I actually got deeper into it, Harobed, like I said, my name spelled backwards, but it's though I talk about those inward thoughts that people don't want to share, or they're not comfortable talking about, and so it really just fit. Everything aligned, so that's how that went, and I just stuck with it for my parent company, Harobed's Thoughts LLC, and then my publishing. I'm starting that now too, because I already self-published. So I'm gonna venture out into publishing other people's too. So it's all Harobed's Thoughts.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah,
I like the vision that you have already. Like you already have a blueprint. You're not just dropping content without actually having a goal to why you're dropping it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I like that. Yeah,
Thank you.
That's dope. And over 100 interviews.
Yes, I believe so.
Counting.
Somewhere around there.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a lot of work and time. Trust and believe, I know.
Yes,
That's a lot of work and time to get to 100 interviews.
Right.
It takes a lot of time and dedication.
Yes.
To do that. So congratulations, to you for 100 that's real good, real good.
Thank you.
And that's just dealing with different authors and
mainly with
poets and stuff like that. So that's what's up. That's what's up. I know you done made a lot of connections and met some people.
Yes, I have.
With that.
Yeah, some amazing authors. I've met some awesome authors. I met, you, J.Paul, If I wasn't doing, being an author and doing all these things, in the last few years, I wouldn't really know too much about anything, anybody else out there doing it. Because I won't say I was a wallflower, but I was definitely wasn't behind nobody's camera. Or either I was behind the scenes, yeah.
So you mostly like being behind the scenes or up front?
I used to like being behind the scenes. I'm coming out of the scene more now, and I like it. I like it. It feels good,
Good.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That was up. That was up. That was up. But I used to be up front for my whole life, really.
Right. Okay.
Being a front person, but I had to step backwards and handle all the business side of things. Because once I handled the business side of things, that's when things went up and stuff like that for my brand. But like you said, it's living lessons learned and stuff like that. So how you found out about the did you attend SBAs, IHA?
I attended the SBAs the first year. I haven't attended the last couple of years, but I did, and found out about it on Facebook, of course, most stuff. Yeah, and then of course with your awards, IHAs, I found out about it on Facebook.
Okay. Oh, that was up. That was up. Okay. Yeah. I think you was nominated for mine every year or from the second year.
Yeah, this year and last year.
This year, last year. This year, because we did it 4 years. So yeah, 2 years.
So third and fourth.
Because I like meeting new people. Just off the ballot, because we have to research everybody's name that comes get nominated. So we have to research and make sure you're valid, make sure that you do exactly what they're nominating you for.
Okay, I like that.
And so that's how we find a lot of people out. You know what I'm saying? By just doing our research. And I did research. We did research on your name.
Okay.
And I said, okay, I never heard of that thoughts.
Okay.
I love to meet new people. That was up. That was up.
Okay.
That was up. And so. You said you're in Macon now, right?
Right, I'm in Macon now.
So you do your interviews in Macon?
Well, basically my interviews are all virtual. But I have authors. I've interviewed authors in Tennessee. They're in Tennessee that I met in different author groups. New York. One's been from New York. She was on my show. Arkansas. She actually came to the Expo Renique Publishing author LaToya Jeter. But yes, I met several authors that are out of state, through, like I said, social media is a good thing, a lot of times.
It is.
Because you can meet people that you normally would not meet.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Everything has pros and cons.
Right.
Pros and cons. I mostly get on social media to promote my business and get off.
Right, exactly. And being a content creator, sometimes I slack off of it a little bit because I don't feel like posting today, but I'm like, okay, if you're going to be a content creator, you got to keep something up there, post it, on a regular.
So what you think about this content creator? Like, me and you've been around, for a while now. So what do you feel like? Because it's different than from what me and you was raised growing up. It wasn't called content creating.
Exactly.
But how do you feel about this new world to a point where it affects businesses and make businesses have to do content and things like that just to stay on level field with people? Like, how you feel about that?
I guess you gotta go ahead and do it regardless, but sometimes, I'll be honest, sometimes it's a little aggravating.
Yeah.
Because it's time consuming, and you can't always schedule your post because you might not know what you want to talk about or what you want to share,
Right.
So that part, I'm like, but I'm like, okay, you gotta stay in the game, so you gotta, get on out there, you gotta do it, But yeah, like you said, back in our day, like, we didn't have all that, you had BET, I think, Word Up magazine, all that stuff like that, you had to get into. Now, people are creating their own magazines and stuff like that, so it's more stuff out there, but you still got to put it on social media, or nobody's gonna really know about it,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's like they're making things where you don't have to read anymore. They read it for you.
I saw those apps. Those apps said, you just put the book, take a picture of your book, and it starts reading. And I'm like,
you can't even read no more.
Right. and another thing that gets me too, how they took cursive writing out of schools.
Out of schools. Yes. That's crazy.
Yes.
And it's like because my son and them don't know how to do cursive.
Right.
So they took it out of school.
Yeah. My youngest, he's 21 now. That's the year they took it out when he was just starting. I'm like, so you got to try to teach him a little bit, but it's not that easy.
Cause how you expect them when they have to sign some legal document,
exactly,
and they have to do it in cursive? They don't know what to do.
Right. So is it legal when they're writing them, they're printing their name?
Right.
Really, then nobody talks about that though.
That's crazy.
Right.
They took a lot of stuff out of the school that they used to teach. They took a lot out.
Yeah, they did. A lot of behavioral stuff they took out. The paddling.
And all that.
I got a couple paddling in elementary school.
Oh yeah, I got a couple of those.
Yeah, they took
they took those out because of parents.
Right, I know.
Which is crazy because it's the parents they want their kids disciplined, but but it's like you don't discipline.
Right.
So, but you okay and sign the form for them to be disciplined.
To discipline, exactly.
But you just how they got disciplined.
Right.
Be an issue.
Exactly.
There's always politics when it comes to school education and things like that.
And speaking of that, during a brief time of my marriage, we moved to Arkansas with the kids, Little Rock, in the area near Little Rock, Arkansas. And so my girls had to go to school there, elementary school there, and they still had corporal punishment. They still had paddling.
They still had?
Yeah, and I want to say, I believe they still have it now from talking to a friend of mine up there. They still have it. You still have to sign the permission slip. My daughter was like, Mama, why because my oldest was I think she was like maybe third grade. And she was like, why did you sign that? I'm like, look, I got paddled. I was fine,
Right.
But yeah, I believe they still have it now, though.
They got the lab coats, too, for the women?
The what now?
The lab coats.
Oh, I don't know.
They used to wear lab coats, so they wearing something too short or anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know if they have that up there still or not, but I know here, though, at least in South Carolina, them skirts got to be down. Past the knee, the hand. Right.
Fingers or something.
And that's a good thing, but some of these little girls,
they still find a way around it. Find a way around it. I feel like even in school, I feel like it's mostly based on a woman's shape. Some women they can wear the most respectful outfit and still look
exactly.
Yeah.
And you can't control your shape. A lot of little girls, they not being fast. It's just the way their body's developed. Know, some of them, they might have been, but all of them didn't just I'm gonna be fast. So that's my body gonna grow. And they can't help it. But so yeah, some of them they got to give them. I won't say give them a pass, but kind of work with them a little bit. You know? Yeah.
Okay. So question that I had asked you earlier before we had started. Do you think marriage is still a sacred thing, or you feel like it's still it still can be a beautiful thing, despite the way how people making it seem like being married is the worst decision because you be locked in.
Right.
Things change once you sign the ink
right.
on the paper. You heard that. All
yeah.
those. What you say about that?
I would say that marriage is still sacred. Obviously, God ordained it. He created us. He created marriage. But you have to be careful. You got to use discernment with getting into a marriage, because once you get in it, it's hard to get out. Like, I won't say not even just marriage. And if you're, living with someone, you still got to get paperwork to get him rid of them. So, at least in South Carolina, I'm not sure about Georgia laws.
Georgia, yeah. They get mailed there. Yeah,
right, they get mailed. So, you literally have to go to court to get them removed. So, it's a whole process. So, yeah.
I think those like that. Those laws be the dumbest laws.
Yes.
So, you mean to tell me I own the house?
Right.
I let them come and stay just to help them get on their feet.
That too, right.
They don't want, they don't want to pay anything. So I'm like, hey, I'm asking them to leave nicely.
Right.
They don't want to leave. And you're telling me I can't make them leave because they get mail here.
Exactly.
But they don't pay bills here, but they get mail here.
Right.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It don't make no sense at all.
Been through that.
You gotta pay money. Right, you gotta pay money, literally, to get them out of the home, and then go through 14 days to serve them, and then 30 days to get them out. Exactly.
Now you gotta live in this house knowing that you're taking them to court and y'all in this house together.
Right. Exactly.
That's a crazy law.
Yes, it is.
And you know about the squatter law, right? Squatters.
Well, I seen some news stories about that. Of people that go in there and you got to go to court just to get your own house back.
Get your own house back. You can't even kick them out your own house.
Exactly.
It's just crazy.
That don't make no sense. You done paid your hard-earned money.
Hard-earned money.
And they could just go in there and just live. Like, It don't make no sense at all.
At all. I don't know. This is a bunch of laws that I think it's a bunch of laws that need to be changed.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of it's old men that's in Congress and all that that's 70, 80 years old.
Right, and they're not up to date with times that's going on with life. Right.
And it's like, and they always, instead of just bringing in people that can bring in fresh new minds, they always bring people that's a understudy of that one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Taught them everything.
Taught them everything.
They're going to stay in line with
what they're saying.
Exactly.
So it's like I think we need new people in the offices. Like a presidents can't change stuff overnight, and they can't do it in 4 years.
They're not supposed to. They're messing up stuff now.
Come on, man.
I had to say
Come on.
Yeah, it's like, how y'all letting him do all this stuff?
How we go to war like this?
Right.
And it's like, my thing is this, I'm not a person that like the overseas travel to Iran and Iraq.
Right,
that's not my thing at all. But I feel for those type of people over there because, like, their kids and stuff getting bombed.
Exactly. Children are losing their lives. And
right.
Like,
over some nonsense of two people have a disagreement on.
Exactly. Not agreeing.
And these kids are taking effect by that.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It is. It is crazy. Like, I don't get it.
They call it the casualties of war.
Yeah, exactly. Casualties and
a school of kids is casualties of war.
Exactly. Like, and they think that's okay.
Yeah.
But,
and I wouldn't think 2026 that I will be seeing us. I mean, of course, this ain't the only time that we have been in war.
Right.
But this is like, I feel like the most serious one.
Yeah.
Also, the last serious one was what, the Twin Towers?
Yeah, no, that was 20. I still remember
Twin
that.
Towers type thing.
Exactly.
But but to be like this, yeah. And then just the president.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He's
out of all
causing
people,
all this, right?
Him.
He's causing all this. I hate to say it, but just deal with him. Leave us alone. Like, I'll condone, all that stuff, but it's like, leave us alone. We didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing, but we the ones suffering with the high gas rate. Like, coming over here, I'm looking at the gas, I'm like, $3.79, $3.97. Like, wait a minute, when did the gas jump? My daughter was like, Mom, it went up the other day. Like, what?
It went up.
Like, oh my God.
Every time we go to war or something like that, gas for the shoot up.
Yes, but this I think the highest I done seen it in a minute.
Everything goes up. Georgia power.
Right.
Everything goes up.
over there in South Carolina too. Like,
everything. I'm like, what we got to do with this? Why everything going up?
Exactly.
It's already hard enough.
Exactly.
Especially when you get a light bill, like, you used to get a light bill. Normally, our light bills are like
2 or
5.
3.
No.
Okay.
I'd never get a light
Okay,
bill.
you got a bigger house. Okay.
Well, at the house, our light bill be like 2, 3.
Okay.
Here,
yeah. Right.
5, 6.
Of course, all these lights, right?
But then it's 5, 6, and then when they do them Georgia power spikes,
oh
the
yeah,
spikes,
right.
1,500.
Oh, 1,500.
1,500.
Oh my
They
God.
just shoot something.
I ain't live in Georgia in a minute.
It's like if you 600, like you making like if your daily is like 5, 6.
Yeah.
Then when that spike comes up, they normally double what you're doing. So if you know somebody with 300, it always pop up 6.
Oh my God.
Oh, you 400, pop up to 8.
5,
it pops up to 1,000.
I don't get it. Even
it's
the
crazy.
rent after the pandemic started. What they got to do with them having to raise the prices of the rent and everything? I still don't get that.
Food too.
Right, exactly. Like I don't get it. Rent.
$20 get you a jug of milk.
Exactly. Loaf of bread, couple loaf of bread or something. Yeah.
You can't get expensive stuff. You got to get like some make a survivor meals.
Exactly. Skip the shrimp and all that
stuff.
That's you know, 20 right you barely can get the chicken now because the chicken went up too. My mama loved go get me a whole chicken. Like, mama, you gonna pay for the ham? She was like, oh, I want a ham. Then you gonna pay $20, $30, $40 for a ham? Like, yeah.
$45 for a
ham. Yeah, I'm like, Mom, look, we ain't getting no ham right now.
And if we are, we're going to eat every bit of it.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be sandwiches, all types of stuff.
Exactly. Sandwiches, salad, everything, whatever. Put it in your eggs.
For real. So, when it comes to the holidays, do you feel like black families are still close like they used to be back in the day? Or you feel like it's more of, we're close, but it's like, you know, it's more about immediate families inside the families.
That
like,
right
you know
there.
what I'm saying? We still rock with the family, but we just gonna do Thanksgiving over here with us.
That right there with us. Exactly. And that's just how we do it. And it's not like, oh, I don't want to get with this family, this part of the family. Just nobody's planning anything. Nobody's saying, yeah. You can say, well, okay, well, you plan it. But nobody's communicating enough to even want to plan, okay, let's all get together. Because you don't talk on a regular basis like you used back in the day. Like I said, when I was growing up back in Macon, you know, we lived with my grandmother. Everybody came to my grandmama's house, you know, to eat on Sundays. You know, I had cousins, aunties. Everybody was always there. And then after she passed, it's like everybody's separated.
Yeah.
And it just stayed there. Like we talked, we communicated, but we didn't. That closeness that was there then is gone.
It's crazy because I think every family has that rock. You have that person, that person that their sole purpose for some reason is in the family is to be that beacon,
right,
where everybody goes to connect and know your family. Like this the person that made sure everybody knew that they were cousins.
Exactly.
You know, this is your cousin, this is your auntie,
right.
This is it. She was that, or he was that,
right.
And then once they're gone, it's like nobody don't know. It's like nobody that wants to pick up the mantle behind them. It's like, well, Nanny gone, so we just gonna that's it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. That's so right, because
it is.
We sure had that in our family.
Right, exactly. Like you knew everybody in your family. You knew who your distant cousins were, your step cousin, whoever. You knew who they were.
Everybody.
Now it's like
you don't know.
You don't. Like, oh,
your cousins, your family.
I met somebody like, oh wow, my last name is Jefferson, and you're like, oh wow, we cousins, we related. Like, you know, like, yeah.
And it's bad because this generation gonna have to find out like that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of their family relatives are not speaking to each other anymore, or their relationships are not even good there to a point where they be like, hey, that's your cousins, and
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
you know, me and her, you and your cousin might not get along, but you know, go over there and talk to the other
exactly,
right. Your little cousins or something like that. But yeah, it's not like that.
It's not. It's changed totally.
It changed. What year you think we kind of lost that? Before 2020, before.
Oh yeah, like I said, for me, you know, like I said, even with my grandmother, I was 16, so that was what 93. Now, yeah, 92, 93.
Way back.
And it for me, it goes way back. But even then, still like seeing other families growing up and stuff, you know, and meeting new people. Like a lot of families that I won't say all, but a lot of families, they don't separate. They don't know so and so, you know. I'm still meeting. Sometimes I'm still meeting distant cousins and stuff like that.
And it'd be sad you just bump into somebody. You feel like you start dating someone and come find out it's your cousin.
Right.
And y'all be like, how we can?
Exactly. Thankfully, I haven't run into that. But yeah. Well, one of my daughters almost did, though. She was in middle school, I think, and she had this crush on this guy. And then actually that year, we actually had a family. That was on my Jefferson side here in Macon, and we had a family reunion that year. And she see the boy at the family reunion. She was like, oh my goodness. But like, they were in middle school, so, you know, they hadn't like really dated or nothing. But, you know, like, wow, I didn't know that was my cousin. And we didn't either.
Didn't know, that's crazy. Yeah. But like you said, it goes back to the connections not there for everybody to put the pieces and stuff like that together.
Yep.
Which is crazy. So, do you feel like when it comes to the world as it is now compared to back then, it was a lot harder for women to be seen, be noticed, be heard, get their voice across, get their opinion, make people respect their opinion. You know, treat them as women, black women, mothers.
Right.
Do you feel like women still get that respect as a whole, far as, you know, or do you feel like it be hit and miss?
I would say it's kind of hit and miss, but you have to demand it more. And like I said, I came from, like I said, I was more quiet, you know, behind the scenes. I didn't speak my mind as much. So you have to demand it. You have to demand it. And I'm learning more every day. You have to demand it. I had to learn, you know, throughout my marriage to start demanding it, especially towards the end. You're like, look, you know, I'm valued. I matter, you know. And so I started seeing that more for myself. But yeah, you have to demand it.
Yeah.
You really do.
So when it comes to marriage, cause in the beginning, you know, we have that honeymoon phase.
Right.
In the beginning. And then, you know, it's like, it's crazy because like certain long-term marriages, the long-term marriage, like past
decades
the 10 plus.
And all that stuff.
When you get past the 10 plus, it's like you relearning things about you.
Yes.
And a whole, like, learning different things about you, to things that you didn't know
from when you were younger.
When you were younger.
In the beginning, right.
And it's like you learning yourself all over to a point where it's like certain things in a relationship turns you off, or it doesn't do nothing for you anymore like it used to.
Right.
You've been through that, of course.
Yeah, because people evolve.
Right.
You know, you evolve. You know, you try to stay married. Of course, obviously, you know, you're supposed to stay married. But, you know, as you evolve, you grow, that person grows, and a lot of times y'all grow in different directions. And you can try to, you know, get back to the same direction, but it doesn't always pan out that way, because this person feels that way, that person that way feels that way, and they have their own different views. And, you know, you can compromise, but everybody's not always willing to compromise, you know, and allow you to grow, you know. And if you don't have anyone that allow you to grow and allow you to change, because we're all human beings, we're all growing, we're all learning every day.
Right.
You know, and if you can't have that, if you can't, you know, allow that person to even, you know, do that, then it's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
It's not going to work. And that's with any relationship, job, or whatever, you know.
Right.
You got to be able to grow.
Got to be able to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You feel like you're being held down. You just feel like
you're going to want to break away.
You're going to break away.
You know, right.
Exactly. So would you say that the so-called American dream, for what they say that, because, you know, we was raised with our grandparents and our older elders telling us, like, hey, you need to go to school, finish school, then go to college, or get you a job, either college or a job,
or go to college,
trade or go to college, and get you a husband or wife, get married, have some kids, live happily ever after.
Right. But that don't always work right. That don't exactly. You can't even get it all the way out, because it don't always pan out that way. And it's like, and I'm not anti-marriage, but those fairy tales, like they are fairy. And
it's a fairy tale.
Because a lot of the marriages back then, if you really look at them deeper, they weren't always on point. Yeah, they was providing, they was taking care of the home and everything, but they still was going out there to do everything else, you know, and that's just what it was. And the women were okay, as long as he's taking care of home. I don't want to live like that, you know.
Right.
I don't want to live like that. And a lot of younger women now, They're not putting up with that, you know. They're not.
They're not
putting up with that. Like, no, you're not gonna do this to me. You know, no.
But you know, but a lot of these young women too also have marriage confused too. A lot of them don't understand that they also have to, and I mean men too. It's not, I can't say women, both sides. I'm talking about young marriages, young relationships. They have to know that just because you want to be married doesn't mean you have to be married young.
Right.
My thing was I should have waited.
Me too.
Till I was a little older, maybe in my 30s.
Right.
To do
25.
that.
Right. You know, I was 20. So
yeah, you was like fresh out of high school.
Right, I was 20 years old when I got married. Exactly.
Like you had time to learn anything.
Exactly. I really didn't. I didn't. And I met my ex-husband at 14. So we dated most of the part. You know, we had some separations in there in the mix, but for the most part, we were together majority of that time of my life, you know. And so it felt like the right thing at the time. Go ahead and get married, you know. Then came the baby after the marriage, but you know she came right on, like so we have a chance to breathe.
The chance to breathe it all. So like everything was moving fast for you. So that's one thing I tell about like my daughter. My daughter hits me up and she was like, "Hey, Daddy, I'm getting I got proposed to."
Okay. Yeah, how did that feel?
Yeah, so you know, this is my daughter, my only daughter too.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I met the guy.
Okay.
He seemed like he's cool. Okay. I haven't have a. It's one of those things where she kind of like kept him a secret from me for like a year and a half.
Oh wow.
And then when I'm finally meeting him, it's at your graduation.
Oh, okay.
And so it's like.
Right. Yeah. High school graduation or college graduation?
High school.
Oh, okay. Wow. And then they're talking about marriage. Yeah.
So it's like, I'm meeting him, first time meeting him, and y'all been together 2 years, but I'm first meeting him at your graduation.
Oh, wow.
So like, okay, I have to know him.
Right.
Then he has kids.
Oh, okay.
Already.
Right, okay.
So he's younger than my daughter.
Wow.
Right.
And
my daughter's...
S kids, plural. Right.
Plural.
Yeah.
So he has 2. My daughter has 9. My daughter just turned 19. He's 17 or 18, one of them. So they like a year or 2 apart.
Okay.
So she's telling me the story of that. So I'm listening. I'm saying, he already has 2 kids, baby?
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, and he wants to marry you?
Right.
So you see where I'm at.
Exactly, because he's barely out of high school. You know, they just graduated. You know,
just graduate, baby.
In career.
You don't have any kids, mama.
Exactly.
You're a very beautiful, intelligent, woman. You're in college. You're going for your degree in nursing.
Okay, yeah.
So you're in nursing school. You're nursing, and you have a full life ahead of you.
Exactly.
You don't need to put yourself in a situation and trying to be a stepmother.
And she's gonna be
at this early age.
She's gonna be an instant stepmother.
You like and nothing. No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you get with someone with kids and becoming a step parent. There's nothing wrong if you choose to do that. I feel like if you don't have any kids and you have the option of to live your life and stuff like that. Do that.
Yes.
Don't rush to the fight that you don't have to get in a fight with. Like,
exactly. Like, if you're watching this, don't run, baby. Tell him to wait. Tell him to hold on. Tell him if he really loves you, he can wait on you for a minute.
And it's a hurtful thing when you tell your daughter that's a bad idea, and she tell me that it's not a bad idea.
Well, I would tell you this as a mother as well, and 2 daughters. Don't keep telling her that,
right?
Because it's gonna naturally push her to him,
right?
Yeah, so just let her find her way.
I never want to push none of my kids away. I want them to be able to come and tell me everything, but I want them to also. That goes both ways. Right. You can't come to your father and ask for advice. And of course, ask for money too at the same time. Right. Let's not keep that out. Right. But ask for advice, but when I give you advice, it's not receive.
Yeah, and I get that. Yeah,
you can't do that.
Right.
Like it's gotta be. You gotta meet somebody one way. I'm not saying that you have to listen to me and break up with. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But don't make it seem like everything I'm telling you is just dead wrong because I'm hating on your relationship.
Right. I get that.
I'm not hating on the relationship. I'm like, there's no way I can hate on a relationship. You my daughter.
Yeah.
I'm just looking out for your well-being and your future.
Exactly.
Because I know I've been through that.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've
So
been
she should
through
know
that.
from seeing, you growing as her growing up. So yeah.
I became a stepfather at the age 23.
Oh, you see, that's young. Yeah.
With 4 kids. She had 4 kids. I had
okay.
2 at the time, but she had 4.
Okay. So
I don't want you to do that.
Right. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Exactly.
If you're going to get married, if you're going to be married with someone with no kids, and y'all learning together.
Exactly.
It's a growth thing, not somebody
Especially
already
at
got.
their age, right?
At their age, exactly.
Yeah.
Not with somebody already have years of experience with kids.
Exactly.
So that was just my bid on that. As a father with a daughter, that's
right. I get it. I got 2 daughters, so I get it.
So you totally,
I get it.
Totally
they gonna make their own decisions. But like I said, the more you, and they're gonna come to you for advice. You're gonna give them your real honest opinion, but don't continue to harbor on like, look, you need to leave him alone. You need to do because it's gonna just push.
So so as a woman, how you handle your situation with daughters? Like like I said, I'm a father of mine, so give me some sauce a little bit. How to because it's hard for me. I'm one of them fathers where if I feel like my child's in any danger or if I feel like this is going to be a problem later on, that you're going to hit me up and be asking me for a wide load of money to get you out of this problem.
Yes.
Let's try to prevent this before it happens.
Right.
Like, what are some techniques that you use as a mother? They're like
compassion.
Okay.
Understanding, because they might not. And me and my daughter don't always see eye to eye.
Right.
Like I said, they 27 and 29.
Right.
We don't always see eye to eye, but they still will come to me with certain stuff. Certain stuff they'll come to me with. Certain stuff they'll go to their dad with. But overall, even if it's decisions that they're making or choices or whatever that I don't agree with fully, I'll give them the rundown. But like you said, you still allow them to make their own decisions, but I just handle it more with compassion and understand, like, okay, I get it. I don't, barge down their throat, like, no, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that. Because my daughters are very headstrong. They're opposite of what I was at their age. They're very headstrong. So they speak their mind, all those things. So, but when they do come to me with certain stuff about, guys they're dating and things like that, if it's stuff that's going on, I know is wrong, like you deserve better. Yeah, I tell them like, why are you still putting up with that? Why? But I don't I know that I can't make them.
You don't push it.
Like right, because that's just going to push them closer.
That's facts.
Yeah,
that's
so.
Facts. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's tough.
It is.
It is tough. It's tough. It's tough. Especially when you see the situation like, oh, this looks familiar.
Exactly. Right. Like, why did you go and pick somebody just like you? Like, why did you do that?
Like, for real. I totally get it. Mm-hmm. So, in Aiken, I see. I think it was in Aiken. Oh, yeah, it was in Aiken that you did the rally, the relay.
Well, the
5K.
I did the 5K this past year. That was my first 5K in my life, and I'm doing new things this year and recent years. But I'll be 50 in a couple months, in May 2nd. So I'm like, okay, then I want to try new things still that I have not tried, because I got divorced at 43, 44, and in my mind, I got to get with my next person. So it's like I just still didn't really take the time to really get to know me, get to know Deborah and who Deborah was. So I'm still learning all that.
Yeah.
So I'm trying new things, trying different things. Even my kids like, Mama, wow, you doing a 5K? And of course, my mom was like, Deborah, you sure you all right? You gonna be able to, even though I'm her baby still. You sure you gonna? I'm like, yes, I will be doing. I trained, I practiced, I made it through. I didn't win, but I made it through. So that was my win. But,
so you had to do like 5 miles?
Well, actually, I thought a 5K was 5 miles, but it's actually like 3.6 or 3.1 something.
So it ain't 5 miles?
No, I'm glad it's not.
I'm just think y'all running 5 miles this whole time. So they running 5 miles.
I'm glad it's not, because I'm telling you, because like I practice like around our regular little track, the baseball field, which is maybe not really no hills, but kind of a little bumpy, but not much. But we walked through downtown Aiken and I was like, oh my God, like this ain't the same.
It ain't the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it was a group of y'all, downtown Aiken.
Yes.
Yeah, they used to, we stayed in Aiken.
Okay.
I stayed in Aiken 10 years.
Oh, okay, wow.
10 years before I moved to Augusta.
Oh, okay, what side
I
of
moved
town?
from Augusta to Aiken.
Okay, what side?
I'm from Aiken to Augusta. I stayed in New Ellerton.
Oh, okay, yeah.
New Ellerton. and then we stayed in Aiken.
Okay.
And then moved here.
Okay, then, yeah.
Aiken, I stayed in, what's over there? Was that Whiskey Road?
Okay, on South Side.
South Side.
Yeah, I live on South Side.
Road.
Yeah, okay.
Stayed over there, stayed that way.
Okay, then, yeah.
Yeah, it gets wild.
Yeah, it is. Wow. It gets wilder.
It's wild.
It's changed a lot since I've been here off and on like 20-something years. But yeah, a lot's changed. It's still a lot of slow in some ways, but it's growing. It's changing.
It's more. I mean, it's more for the white folks.
It is. It is. You know, the horses, all golf. You know, like it is.
So horses, all that's for them.
Right, exactly. But you just got to get in when you fit. And that's another reason why I did the expo, because I'm like, there's nothing like that in this area. So, and I'm still promoting it. So it's growing up. But yeah, but it wasn't nothing like that there.
Right.
You know, it had like I think the library did a thing called it AuthorCon or something for like comic book story books, authors and different things like that. I'm like, that wasn't for us.
That wasn't for y'all. That was more for like comic books.
Right, and kids.
Like Comic-Con or something
right,
like that.
Yeah, like the Comic-Con, right.
You need like straight author book.
Right, like they dress in characters and all that stuff for that. You know, I'm not knocking it, but that wasn't, it wasn't me, it wasn't for us, Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have a lot of those down here. They don't really have like what you saying, like real just authors coming together and what they call that? Book fair or something?
Yeah, like book fair, like we had at school, kind of,
You had different authors,
and they didn't have too many days. That's why when the Lord gave me the idea, because I prayed about it, I'm like, what can I do after that school in Miami? I don't know if you heard about the school in Miami a couple of years ago, where they sent on a permission slip where the parents had to sign to give permission for the children to read a book by an African-American author.
What?
Yes, a cousin of mine sent it. Look it up. It's on YouTube. A cousin of mine sent it to me because she knew, I was promoting my books and everything. I was like, what can I do about this, Lord? Because I had done other different types of events in the CSRA before then. I left it alone. I was like, okay, what can I do now? Something got to be done. So that's where the expo came, the Black Author Expo came from. Because I'm like, why we got to go through all that, just for them to read the books?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. They wasn't necessarily vulgar books or nothing, no X-rated or nothing, just books by African-American author.
Right.
And so from then on, that's when I put it out there. And I knew a few authors in the area, but I didn't know it was this many. And it's still growing because I'm still meeting new authors and authors and just in the CSRA alone. Right. So yeah.
That's crazy. You told me one right there about that. I didn't know that was going on up in Florida.
Yeah.
Especially with African American books.
Right, exactly. And it's still trying to silence the books in a lot of the different states too. They're taking removing all of the books out of the I guess the Orange Man or whatever. Removing a lot of the books out of the different, the schools and stuff by African American or indie authors and stuff. So
I mean, I don't like that on the strength of, it's like I know my whole childhood in school was, I didn't learn a damn thing in school.
Right.
Excuse my language, but I ain't learned nothing in school because of the strength of everything was whitewashed.
Right.
Or it was stuff that,
or their history.
It was their history, stuff that wasn't proven.
Exactly.
And then it's like, you learn all this stuff in school just to realize you get older, realize that none of this is real.
Exactly. Like,
what did I learn?
Right, exactly. Like, I didn't learn nothing.
Didn't learn nothing. But math is the only stuff I still use to this day.
Numbers,
everything else is BS. World history.
Exactly.
All that's BS.
Right. It is. It's like, wait a minute. And then a lot of the younger people now are coming up and they're doing more research and digging deeper. And we're like, wow, that, we thought it was this, but it was that. Like,
something simple as Christopher Columbus. Like, they were teaching that in school.
Yes.
We got, how you discover America in the books. And
exactly.
I had to do a whole essay. I had got in trouble for not doing the essay of Christopher Columbus, and I'm mad even to this day.
Right.
Because he didn't even do this stuff.
Exactly.
So I got whooping for nothing back then.
Right. And that brings me to another thing. One of my sister-in-laws is from Venezuela. Apparently Christopher Columbus went over there too. Because she's a school teacher, so me and her had conversations. She was like, he came over here and they said he discovered us too, but so literally
he was doing a tour, discovering people, I guess.
taking people's land.
He Chris Brown.
Right, exactly, taking people's stuff. Right.
That's crazy.
Yes,
Chris Brown.
Wow, exactly. He was the Chris Brown back then, right?
That's crazy, man. It's the history. It's the history.
Yeah.
And so, the crazy and scariest part you see how the world is now. Just imagine how it looks 10 years from now.
I'm worried about my grandkids.
Come on.
Literally, I'm worried about my
Come on.
grandkids because, like,
Come on.
I see how it is now versus even how it was with my kids. And now, like, my grandson, my grandson and granddaughter, they're 6 and 7. I'm like, just in a few more years or 10 more years, like when they become adults, like what in the world is gonna be going on in this world?
What's
you know?
going on? We don't know. And a lot can happen in 5 years.
Yeah,
exactly. A lot. So it's like, before you know it, it's crazy because we were young and we had people older than us telling us, all right, when y'all get to this age, you're gonna see, all right, what you like? What kind of music is that?
Right, exactly.
All right. And now we the
Exactly. Now we like, we told you.
We told you. And it's like now it's like you would never think you'd be talking like them, and then you see how things ain't here no more.
Right.
That was an impact in your life, or things that were there, and it's like, yeah.
Like we talked about the cursive writing, even with the writing, like we talked about the cursive.
Right.
How they not, they already had a thing forging the signature. Now what are they forging? Or is it just easier to forge now?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
that's crazy. Yeah. Well, all right, so we're about to get ready to wrap this up.
All
right, so how can they get in contact with you for bookings, getting on the show?
Okay.
Just contacting you.
Yeah, they can contact me. I'm on most of the social medias, as Harobed Thoughts, on Facebook, YouTube Harobed Thoughts, TikTok Harobed Thoughts, Instagram Harobed Thoughts, or my Deborah Jefferson page on Facebook, and Instagram is Deborah Jefferson 76. But yeah, I'm all over, like I said, YouTube. So yeah, just pretty much type in my name. You'll see me somewhere. Whether if you want to book get on the podcast for the authors. I have a 7-minute segment where you come on, 5 to 10 authors come on for 7 minutes. That next one is on the 21st of March. Just hit me up on my website or on Facebook, and I get you the link to register. If you want to be on part of the expo, we're still taking registrations right now. Just started, so hit me up on my website, harobedthoughts.com, and that's HAROBEDSTHOUGHTS.com. Harobed's Thoughts.
Yeah. Any love you like to shout out?
I just want to first shout out to you. Thank you so much for inviting me to come on the show. I was like,
awesome conversation.
Okay, I did. I enjoyed it. And of course, I give I not like the award shows, but I give honor to God, like, because He's elevated me. Like, I prayed for Him to enlarge my territory, and He's doing that. And I'm thankful for it. I'm grateful, and I know everything else is gonna fall into place.
Yeah, most definitely.
So I give the most shout out to him, to my parents. Mary Jefferson and Jane Jefferson. Like, they really do support me. My back. I do caretaker for my mom, but they still, they got my back just as, more than any other,
Right.
And so I'm just thankful for that, thankful for my kids, and, just for life in general.
Yeah. I love your spirit. I mean, you seem like you got a real good spirit, good heart about yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that, and I wish you success with everything.
I appreciate that.
Most definitely.